Good morning, students. Welcome to our virtual classrooms. In our last lecture, we were discussing it about shapes of the orbitals. Now, today, this would be our last lecture for the second chapter, in which we will be discussing it about the energy levels for the atomic orbitals, how to write the electronic configuration and the rules given by different scientists to write the electronic configuration and the stability of the electronic configurations. So first of all, we will start with the energy sequence for the atomic orbitals. Now, why this is necessary to write the energy sequence for the atomic orbitals? Now, when we are going it for the atomic sequence for the atomic orbitals, that is going to help us to write the electronic configurations. We know it that when the electrons are present in an atoms, they are not stabilized. Some of the electrons, they gain energy, goes to the excited state. They can't remain over there for the longer duration and they get back to their ground state by releasing the energy. But at the same time, which electron will be present in which orbital, it's not easier to be decided. So for that case, it was a scientist who gave out the N plus L rule, N plus L rules to find energy sequence for the atomic orbitals. Where this N plus L rule, what does this N indicates? N means principal quantum number and L means angular momentum quantum number. We already studied that quantum numbers, N and L. Now, using these N and L quantum numbers, we will be able to predict the energy sequence for the atomic orbitals. Now, we know it that in the quantum numbers, we gave out the atomic orbitals as 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f, like that. Number of orbitals were there. In which one will be having the least energy, which one will be having highest energy, or the energy sequence that we want to predict. The reason is, according to the Aufbau principle that we will come across later on for writing the electronic configuration, he told that electron first of all enters in the lowermost energy level. So which is the lowermost energy level? So to predict that, this N plus L rule is applicable. Now, what is that rule? So first rule, the orbital having smaller value of N plus L has lower energy. The orbital which is having a smaller value of N plus L, it's having it as a lower energy. It means if we compare it 2s and 2p orbital, then in this case, can I write it n equals to 2, L is 0, here n is equals to 2, L is 1. According to N plus L, we will get it here 2, here N plus L is equals to 3. Hence, we can say that 2s is less than 2p. The energy of 2s is less than 2p. Let's take it as another example. If we are having it as a 3d and 4d. 3d and 4d. Now what will be having 3d? N is equals to 3, L is equals to 2, so total is 5. Here n is equals to 4, L 2, total 6. Therefore 3d has lower energy than 4d. Right? So like that, for any given orbitals, whatever the values are given to us, smaller the value of n plus L, lower is the energy of that orbital. That is the first rule. Now, second rule. Second rule is given. If the n plus L value of the orbital is same, then smaller the value of n has lower energy. Right? What does the second rule say is that there is a, if n plus L is smaller, value of n plus L smaller, lower is the energy, but there is also a possibility that n plus L may come out to be same. Now if the n plus L is coming out to be the same, then at that time we will say that the value whose n is smaller has lower energy. Lower the value of n, lower is the energy. So for that case, if I put it as an example, if we put it, a moment ago I wrote it as 3d and 4p, and I just erased it. The reason was they are having it as an same values. So that rule was not there, so I just changed it to 4d. Now let us take it 3d and 4p. N is equals to 3, L will be 2, so total is 5. Here N is equals to 4, L is equals to 1, total is 5. So n plus L for both these orbitals are same, but lower the value of n. Here n is 3, here n is 4. So we will be getting it as 3d less than 4p, because n is 3 less than n equals to 4. Right? Same the value, lower the value of n. Another example, let's take it as 4f 5d. Here n will be equals to 4, L 3, total is 7. Here n is equals to 5, L equals to 2, total is 7. So that means for again both these orbitals n plus L value is same, but here 4f is less than 5d, again because of n equals to 4 is smaller than n equals to 5. Right? So by using these two rules of n plus L, we can predict that which orbital will have the lower energy and which one will be with a higher energy. So once we come to know it that which orbital is going to be with a lower energy and which one with a higher energy, we can write the electronic configurations. Right? So from these two rules, the whole energy sequence that was obtained are been written in two different formats. One is specifically for the hydrogen atom. When I want to write the energy sequence for the hydrogen atom, so that is common, it's having only hydrogen. So for hydrogen, we write it as 1s is less than, 2s is less than, 2p less than, we write it over here for the hydrogen as 2s is equals to 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f, and so on. Here we don't change z orbitals, or even in the internal orbitals also we don't write the energy sequence. Simply 1s is there for the hydrogen. Hydrogen will be completed with 1s. So rest of them are going to be an empty orbitals. So we put it equal to sign. But for multi-electrons, that means other than hydrogen, we will be getting the electronic configuration as 1s less than, 2s less than, 2p less than, 3s less than, 3p less than, 4s less than, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, and so on. Now here you can see it that I changed the sequence. What is the reason? Just check. 4s 3d, n is equals to 4, s 0, here n equals to 3, l equals to 2, 5. So 4s is less than 3d as per our first rule, and that's the reason why for the multiple electrons we are going to write the configuration as 1s2 less than 2s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, and so on. So that is the energy sequence that we are going to get it. For the simplicity, or to make it an easier to remember, it's not easier to remember the whole sequence. Every time we will have to write it, it will become difficult. So to make it as an easier to remember, we plot it, this sequence, into a form of a diagram where we write it as possible energy levels 1s, it is having only 1s orbital, then you are having it as 2s and 2p orbitals, then you are having it as 3s, 3p, 3d orbitals, then you are having it as 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f orbitals. We are having it as in different orbitals. We can have it as 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f orbitals. Right? These are the different orbitals. Now if I put it, the n plus l value, I will get it as 1s with the least energy. Then I will go it for the second one, it will be 2s. So we will be getting it as 1s less than 2s. Then we are getting it as 2p, 3s. Plot it from top to bottom, an arrow mark. 3p, 4s. Then you are getting it as 3d, 4p, 5s. Then if you go for it, you will get it as 4d, 5p, 6s, and so on. So like that we can get it as an, once if we write it, we can get the energy sequence very easily. So this is one simplest formula to remember how to write the energy sequence of the multiple electrons. Right? Okay. Once we studied this, now we will try to find out how to write the electronic configuration. But before writing the electronic configuration, some few factors that we want to recall it. The first factor that we want to recall is S is having how many suborbitals? No suborbitals. Right? It is having only one orbital, and that is itself. Similarly, when we will talk about the p orbitals, we are having three suborbitals, px, py, and pz. D is having 5 suborbitals, dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square, y square, dz square. Similarly, F, we are having 7 suborbitals, and they are complex. Right? We did not wrote the name for them. So there are the different orbitals. Right? So all the orbitals are having it as an electrons to be present in them, filled up in it. So how these electrons will be filled up? So rules to write the electronic configuration. That is first one, Aufbau principle. First one is given out as Aufbau principle. According to him, it's given out as the orbital which has lower energy is filled first. After it is completely filled, electrons enters in higher energy. Orbitals. Once the lower energy is there, till it is not filled up, electron cannot go into the higher energy levels, right? So what does it mean? First of all, electron will be filled up in 1s. Once the electron are filled up in 1s, if it is completely filled, then only the electron will enter in the 2s. After the 2s is completely filled, electron will enter into 2p. Once the 2p is filled up, it enters into the 3s orbitals. But the question arises, how can I come to know that the orbital is filled up? So that question mark comes. So second principle came into the existence. Now second principle was Pauli's principle. Now this is, I wrote it as Pauli's principle. I am going to get it as in two different Pauli's principle. One is going to be named as Pauli's principle, another one I am going to write it as Pauli's exclusive principle. So be sure that you understand both the principles differently, right? Because in exam you can be asked both the differences separately, both the principles. They can ask you as in write Pauli's exclusive principle, so you have to specify that principle specifically. Pauli's principle means here any orbital can hold maximum 2 electrons. That is, S can hold 2 electrons, P can hold 6 electrons, D can hold 10, F can hold 14 electrons. Now, when we are writing it, we told that maximum 2 electrons, and when we are showing it S 2, P 6, why it is so? S, we don't have any suborbitals. Here for the P we are having it as Px, Py, Pz, 3 suborbitals, each of them can hold 2 electrons, so total 6. Similarly for D we are having 5 suborbitals, each of them can hold 2 electrons, so total 10. F we are having it as an 7 suborbitals, so each of them can hold total 14 electrons, and that is the reason why S can hold 2, P is completed by 6 electrons, D is completed by 10 electrons, and F it is completed by 14 electrons. Okay, but while doing this, Pauli gave out the second principle. He also specified the second principle in the form of while he was saying it that it can hold maximum 2 electrons. Why specifically only 2 electrons? Why not more than 2 or less than 2? That was been explained by the Pauli's exclusive principle, where he told that no 2 electrons of an atom can have a set of no 2 electrons of an atom can have a set of 4 quantum number same. They can't have it. Any 2 electrons. I'm not talking about specific 2 electrons. From an atom, if we are having it as in 10 electrons, 12 electrons, 15 electrons or 50 electrons, any of the 2 electrons in the whole atom cannot have a set of 4 quantum number same. Let's take it as an example. If I write it as in chlorine, it's a 17. Its atomic number is 17. If we write its configuration, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Don't bother how to write that configuration. We will study it later on once we complete all the rules. But at present, just check it out. When you will take it as an electrons of this chlorine, these electrons are filled up in the orbitals. Again, don't bother how I am writing this electronic configuration. We will study it later on. First of all, try to understand what are the principles. Right? Here we are having it as in chlorine 17. Just think it that I want to take it as an example of one of these electron and the another one of this electron. What will happen? If I am writing N is 2 for this electron, here also N is 2. L, it's a 0. Here L, it's a 1. See, the quantum number has been changed. So, if I go it for M, I'm going to get here M. If it is PZ, it's a 0, S, plus half, S, minus half. So, what does it show? Set of quantum numbers are not same for any two electrons. In place of that, let us take it this one as well as this one. So, what will happen? Here N will become 3. See, the quantum number has been changed. So, no two electrons. Try to get it for any of them. No two electrons in an atom will have all the four quantum number same. So, that was given out as Pauli's exclusive principle, that no two electrons in an atom can have a set of four quantum number same. Okay. But at the same time, while I was writing this electronic configuration, when you are having it as the same energy sequence, electron first of all enters in which orbital, or how to write this configuration. So for that case, it was a third principle that was given out, which was termed as Hund's principle. The next one was given out as Hund's principle. What was this principle? For same energy containing orbitals, electrons enter with a parallel spin in each orbital and gets maximum multiplicity of spin. Once it is half filled, electrons entering the orbitals with opposite spin and that means once you are having it as in 2p orbital, ph, py, pz, they are having same energy sequence. When you are having it as in d orbitals, dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square, y square or dz square, all the five of them are having same energy. Then in which orbital the electron will enter first? Now, if you are having lower energy, the electron will enter first of all in it. But when you are having it as a higher energy, electron will be later on, once the lower energy is filled up. But when you are having in same energy, then the electron will have a rule of maximum multiplicity. The Hund's rule is also considered to be as a rule for maximum multiplicity. What does it indicate? Electron first of all enters with a parallel spin till the orbitals are half filled. Then with an opposite spin, pairing of electron takes place. So for example, we are having it as in p orbital. P orbital is having 3 suborbitals. So first electron, it enters into the one orbital. The second electron enters into the second orbital. It does not goes for the pairing of electron. It enters into the next orbital. Third electron enters in the third orbital. So this is considered to be as an Hupfield because it was having 3 suborbitals and all the 3 of them are having 1 electrons. Then with an opposite spin, electron enters with a opposite spin and pairing of electron takes place. Again, let's take it for the D. D are having it as in 5 suborbitals. So out of that, first electron in the first orbital, second electron will enter into the second orbital, third electron will enter in the third orbital, fourth electron, fifth electron. This is Hupfield orbital. Now pairing of electron takes place with opposite spin, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Similarly, for F orbital, we are having it as in 7 suborbitals. Then in this also, first of all electron enters with a parallel spin. Once it is filled up, electron enters with the opposite spin. Right? So that is the Hund's principle. So if we want to write the electronic configuration for any given atoms, all the 3 rules should be implemented at a time. If any one of it has been violated, the electronic configuration indicated is wrong. Right? So let's now write the electronic configuration of few of the atoms. Right? You can write the electronic configuration of all the atoms. At present today, we will teach you some of them, few of the electronic configurations. 5 or 6 elements we will write the electronic configuration. Later on, you can write it for all the 118 elements. You can write the electronic configuration. Let's take it first of all nitrogen. Right? We are having it as an atomic number 7. So configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. See, very first, the lowermost energy level, it's a 1s orbital. It can hold maximum 2 electrons. I am having 7 electrons. So out of that 2 are removed. So left out are 5. Still 5 electrons are there. So next orbital will be 2s. 2s can hold again, s can hold 2 electrons. So out of 5, 2 are followed by it. Left out are 3. So next orbital is 2p. So we wrote it in the 2p. And we can write it up to 6 electrons. P can hold up to maximum 6 electrons. Out of that we are having only 3 of them. So we wrote it here 2p3. Right? When we write show the electronic configuration, we are representing it. One with an upper arrow as plus half spin, another one with minus half spin. 2s. Now 2p, as per the Hund's rule, we are having it as in 3 suborbitals. So each of them should contain 1 electron in each. So this is the configuration. If anyone is writing the electronic configuration like this, that means this is wrong, because here Hund's rule is violated. So you can't do it like that. It's a compulsory to write the electronic configuration in this way. Okay, let's take it for sodium. 11. We are having it as an 11 electrons. So first of all, electron will enter into the 1s orbital. S can hold 2 electrons. So 1s, 2. Still 9 are there. So we will get it as 2s. 2s can hold 2 electrons. So out of 9, 2 are gone. Left out are still 7. So next one is 2p orbital, which can hold up to 6 electrons. But we were having 7. So still 1 is left. So we will get it as 3s1. So configuration of sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Or it is represented in the form of electrons as 1 with a plus half, minus half spin. 1, 2, 3. Then pairing of electron 4, 5, 6, and then 3s. Right? Let's take it for calcium. 20. We are having it as in calcium 20. So which is that configuration? 1s2. Still 18 left. 2s2. Still 16 left. 2p6. So that means 10 are left. 3s2, that means still 8, 3p6, still 2 are left. Now should I take 3d or should I take 4s? Answer is 4s. The reason is, if I compare the 3d, we are getting it as an n equals to 3 L2, total 5, 4s, 4 0 4, lower energy. So here we will be getting it as 3d greater than 4s. So 4s should be filled up first. 4s 2, right? So we got it configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s 2, right? Let's take it for the another orbit, another atoms. Now try to do it by yourself with me. Fe 26, so it is having 26 electrons. 1s2, 24 still left. 2s2, 22 are left. 2p6, 16 are left. 3s2, that means now we are having 14. 8 are still left. 4s2, still 6 are left. Now it's a 3d, and 3d can hold up to 10 electrons. So we get it as 3d6. Now already we have seen it how to fill up in it, particularly for the d6. This is particularly for d6. D is having 5 suborbitals. We are having 6 electrons. So first electron, second, third, fourth, fifth, it is half filled. Once it is half filled, now pairing of electron takes place into the first orbital with an opposite spin. So this will be the electronic configuration for Fe. Let's do it for Br 35. Right? We will be getting it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. 3d is capable of holding 10. I wrote it because already we calculated it over here, 26. In place of that, now I reached up to 30. Now after 3d, we will be having it as an 4p, and 30 means I have been only left out with 5 electrons. So it will become 4p5, right? So that means in its outermost orbit for 4p, if we write it, the configuration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is unpaired, 2 of them are paired. So that is also going to be helpful to predict how many orbitals are paired and how many are unpaired. Right? Okay, so that is the way to write the electronic configuration. But it's an expanded form. Every time if 118 elements are there, if I keep on writing it as a long 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, it's a very tedious job. So to shorten out this configuration, we are having it as an inert gas configuration also to be written, where what is the rule for it? Wherever you change your principal quantum number, I am saying it about principal quantum number. Once you change the principal quantum number, that means that is particularly an inert gas has been achieved. After the achievement of the inert gas, when you are changing the quantum number, you can put it over here, an inert gas configuration. If I am writing it as 1s2, 2s1, this is for Li, I can write it as helium 2s1. When I am writing it, I wrote it for the sodium, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So this is the configuration where it's from 2 to 3. So this is the inert gas configuration, can be written as neon 3s1. Right? Here we wrote it for Fe. My quantum number changed from 3p to 4s. So up to this, I am writing it as argon 4s2 3d6. So this is an abbreviated form or inert gas electronic configuration. Either of it can be written. It's not necessary that I should write inert gas configuration or I should write the expanded configuration. Whichever is easier for you to write it, you can apply it. Okay. And the last point of these configurations are the stability rules. those which orbitals are having half filled or completely filled orbitals, they are highly stable. Half filled or completely filled means when we wrote it as the orbitals, just we'll take it as an example. I wrote it for the nitrogen 7, 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. This is having it as an half filled or configuration. If I take it oxygen 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, it's having it as an 4 electrons. So this is half filled. This is not as an half filled, it's having more than half filled. That means this one is more stable. It's going to be more stable as compared to that of oxygen. Similarly, there is, because of this characteristic, because of the half filled or completely filled stability, two of the elements that we are going to get it, that is Z equals to 24, a small change in its configuration, and that's the reason why it is considered as an exceptional electronic configuration, where we will be getting it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d4. This changes. In spite of this, we are getting the configuration, actual configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d5. We don't get this configuration. We get it this one as a correct configuration. Now why it happened? Though it was not been completely filled, electron entered into the higher energy level. It's not so. First of all, electron entered in the 4s, but because of not becoming as an half filled, and by shifting its one electron into the higher energy level, what will happen? This one is also half filled, this one is also half filled. Both of these are going to become as an half filled configuration, while here one is filled, one is not an half filled. So stability is more, and as a result, this configuration, we get it as an exceptional electronic configuration. Same thing we get it for copper, Z29. We get it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d10 in spite of 4s2, 3d9. Again, the same factor. This is completely filled, this is not filled, neither half filled. This is half filled, this is completely filled. So stability is more. And that's the reason why we get it as 4s1, 3d10 in place of 4s2, 3d9. Got it? Okay. Now try to make it as a practice for rest of the electrons. In your notebook, write it for all the elements, right from 1 to 118. Try to do it. Try to write the electronic configurations. Right? This was the completion of the chapter 2. In our next lecture, we will start with the chapter number 3. Till then, thanks.